can you try to describe what is funny in this meme? Or what the point of the meme is, basically?
Okay, so like, point of memes in general, or how I feel about them, is two things. First thing is to either be funny or informative in a way. And the second thing that...
Wait, informative? As in to pass along important information?
Informative as in pass along, maybe not important information, but any kind of information, right? Might it be something useful or something completely funny or just some internet lore, just passing on information, right? It's a video, so it's a, oh my gosh, so it's a means of communication, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the second thing that it should be is provocative and should either spark a conversation like we're having today, or an idea in an individual themselves.
Okay, so spark an idea. Yeah, that's a nice description of what happens, in my opinion, at least. All right, and okay, so what is funny in this meme, in the Photoshop meme?
Okay, so break it down first. Like, the first thing that immediately catches my eyes is that the person that they used to show Photoshop has been done on is an Asian, and Asians have been known to use a lot of Photoshop. Like everybody has, but Asians especially, in every aspect of their lives. For example, it's photo shoots in schools tend to get photoshopped heavily. Like a random thing that shouldn't be, or maybe isn't popular to be photoshopped in our culture. That's the first thing that you see that's kind of funny. Then the second thing is
what's funny in this first interpretation, or the first part of this meme? Let's say the build-up.
The build-up.
But it gets photoshopped.
Okay.
What would you say is like the funny part? What's the funny in this meme? In this first part of the meme, so the build-up.
The first part. So the one with the Asian woman in it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so it's not necessarily funny. It's informative, right? It's the part where Asians use a lot of Photoshop, right?
Okay, so we have the first part is the build-up, which makes possible the punchline, right? So we have some new information. In this case, it's like the AI has developed enough so that they can detect photoshopped parts of an image. Yeah, so that's the build-up. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the main part, the juicy part of the meme.
Juicy part, or like not so juicy, right? This is the juice. Photoshop. The black person and black male is important to say, and the rest of the food that is on the table appears to have been photoshopped. And anything about that, well, funny, right? The interpretation that it gives out is that usually black families are lacking a father, and that makes it that much more difficult for them to have food, but also it is connected with the history and the present of a lot of people in Africa suffering from starvation, right? So it's kind of multi-layered.
Yeah, it's multi-layered in the sense that you need to know this lore, right? In order to understand the punchline. Because I imagine if somebody from that's not like on the internet enough to catch this meme were to see this family and then realize like, okay, one person is photoshopped, some parts of the table are photoshopped, I don't think that they would understand necessarily what the implication of this is. So the background of this is that I think this mostly goes for United States, but the meme is that black fathers are leaving their families, and that a lot of black households are fatherless, and also apparently that means that there's no food on the table. So that's the funny in this meme. Would you agree?
Well, the thing is, this is what's called a dank meme.
Yeah.
Like, dank memes are not supposed to be funny. Right? They're supposed to. Sorry?
What are they supposed to be if not funny?
It's the content that they have is not funny at all. It's like serious problems that they tackle. But they use like a meme format to try and maybe deal with it in a certain way, make it more approachable. If you walk up to a person in the streets of a different country, maybe not America, and you ask them like what they think about the situation of black fathers leaving their families, would probably not think too much about it and not care, right? If they see a meme that maybe is a part of the internet lore and therefore is funny, maybe they think about it a bit more.
Okay, but wait, hold on. I need to interrupt here. So, in order for you to understand the punchline here, which is that black dads leave their families, you already need to. So to understand this meme, you need to already have the idea of this being a stereotype, right?
Right. That's the internet lore part. Yeah.
Okay. So what does this meme do then? So I wrote here how I understood your sentiment. So dank memes try to deal with social issues or at least tackle them in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how does this meme tackle anything? What does it tackle? If you already need to know the pre-existing, so the presupposition is that you already know this. If you understand this, you already know the social issue. So what does this meme do?
Okay, well, it provides space. For example, the comment section underneath a meme when you post it on a website. A meme on its own is not as useful as when a debate starts about it. And of course, there will be a lot of trolls in the comments and a lot of just angry people or whatever. But if you find a few of pretty good meme pages, there are actually a lot of discussions on the topics of the memes held in the comment sections.
So you think that these memes are made to spark discussion in the comment sections?
I don't think they're made for it, but I think that they can be used for it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what we're using them for
right now.
Okay, so but would you agree that the majority of people on meme pages, let's call them like that, just browse, scroll through the pictures, they see something that sometimes they understand, sometimes they don't understand. Like, I imagine most of Americans would understand this meme because it's a widespread stereotype, and the joke is sort of like maybe it's a tier 2 meme. I mean, it's cultural specific, but it's not that hard to understand. However, do you think that the majority of people actually go through the comment section?
Actually, a good question. I don't know. Maybe not, now that I think about it. But usually if a meme makes me laugh, I go through the comments.
Okay, yeah, but in this particular case, okay, so we've analyzed, we've made this meme, we split it into, we did an autopsy, yeah, and when you have these parts, right, you have black families being fatherless, and the implication here being that there's a reason, or rather the stereotype being that black people are not good fathers, right? And that they leave,
or maybe that they are absent fathers. That doesn't mean that they're not good fathers.
But the implication of this meme, if it's dank, is that that's how black people be. It's not that this is a social issue and we need to understand how the socioeconomic factors are
Play into the meme, yeah.
that's not what I wanted to say. Like,
Oh, sorry.
so my take on this would be, okay, so we have black families, and with the omnipresent racism in America, that makes it harder for black men to be there financially and physically for their families, right? So they get locked up more, they get a worse market position, and that all ends up meaning that they're gone, right? And for me, when I see this meme, it's like, I don't understand what's funny coming from this direction. The only way I could find it being funny is if I look at the meme and say, haha, black man not home. And it's funny because he's black. And there's a rule for black people, which is that they're bad dads, right? So the only way that this meme is funny or entertaining for somebody is if they already accepted the stereotype. So I don't, if I'm scrolling through the pages and I see this, like, unless you have this sort of racial stereotype, this meme is really not funny, it's sad.
Right. Okay.
So my question then is, why would you ever post it? Apart from the like 0.001% of situations where people post this meme to discuss about it.
Mm.
Which, okay,
why would you post it?
Why would you why would you even make it? See, if memes are like visual jokes, or they don't need to be visual, but memes are sort of like jokes, yeah? And you have a visual joke here, but if the punchline isn't funny, then where's the joke?
Well, that, you see, like, the punchline might not be funny to you, or to me, or to other person, Karen, but there are people who legit laugh at these and enjoy them, and there's a market for them, right?
The only people who would enjoy this, as far as I can see, are people who enjoy making fun of black families. That's the only like sort of niche audience that I can see laughing at this type of meme. But okay, we can just leave this as one example.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
We have this other one with Adam and Eve, and I copied it from chat. So I think you posted them in like one after the other, or maybe somebody else did. You can correct me, but the point still stands. We can analyze this meme as well. So if Adam and Eve had been Chinese, and then there's the snake, and the snake says, "Do you want an apple?" And then the punchline is that they eat the snake instead of the apple. So what's your take on this?
Well, deconstructing it again. I mean, it's so. The first funny thing is that majority of Chinese people are actually atheist or Buddhist, and that to put them in a situation from the Bible on its own, it's kind of funny.
Why is it funny? Because they're put in a situation from the Bible.
It's just it's breaking accepted norm of like the Bible. When you see pictures of Adam and Eve, right, they're Caucasian, and that's what majority of people who I guess who think about the Bible have that image in their head, right? So to break that stereotype, putting these people in there, making them kind of even green. I don't know what's for, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of controversial, kind of funny. I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, but from this specific meme, I didn't really read that it's the funny part is that most of Asian people are not.
No, that's not the funny part.
For me, the funny part is, oh, there's an apple here, and there's a snake telling you to eat the apple. But actually, if they were Chinese, they would eat the snake instead. And haha, that's funny because snakes are not food. Apples are food, and snakes if they were eaten, like, okay, God is giving you like a thumbs up, and it's all cool, disaster averted, but haha, Chinese eat weird shit.
Sure, and they do, like from standards of Europeans or Americans, let's say.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
not
but so what is the funny part here is that from our point of view, it's funny that they're eating snakes, right? But this is
and that by eating something that they should not have eaten,
yeah,
they kind of did something right.
Yeah, but so the implication that they shouldn't have been eating snakes is problematic in the sense that there's a... I don't know if I'll manage to find it now.
What is it?
The Chinese eating bats, and then it turns into the Chinese eating weird shit in general, yeah? So there's like pictures of that. When you Google Chinese bat memes, yeah, most of these, as far as I can see, are people making fun of Chinese for eating bats and other weird shit. So
you're breaking up there, or is it my internet?
Sorry. I thought... So anyway, there's been a massive increase in the number of memes for which the punchline is that that Asians generally eat weird shit, and that's a cause of problems.
That's a cause of problems. Are you talking about like the current COVID situation?
Yeah.
Okay, but Asians have been eating weird shit for...
Yeah, but so have we. Like, we're so quick to jump on the meme wagon and make fun of Asians eating weird shit when one bat makes a pandemic. But when we had the bird flu or the swine flu, nobody was making fun of our culture for eating pigs or eating chicken. Do you see where I'm going with this? So this is like cultural intolerance.
I think so, yeah.
It's okay when we eat shit that gives us, okay, well, not a pandemic, but still, it was a big deal. But we didn't connect that with us eating animals. Whereas when it's a different culture that has their own customs and their own menus, then that becomes a point of contention.
Yeah, I see. But I think it's because that being just about number of cultures, in the majority of cultures, that doesn't mean the majority of people, but just the majority of cultures, you don't eat that much weird stuff, opposed to Chinese one where you do. So it's kind of laughing at the odd person out.
Yeah, but why is it funny to laugh at something that is strange for our culture? And this is a temporary meme. This meme started floating around recently with the breakout of coronavirus. It existed beforehand. I remember seeing it before. But now it surfaced again. It started trending. And the reason for this is that the punchline is that the Chinese cause problems because they're different.
I don't see them, like in this meme in particular, I don't see them being the ones who are causing problems, though I do see how this meme could be used to fuel an idea of that sort.
Well, no, okay, here you have God giving you a thumbs up, so maybe you could argue that the Chinese win in this case because God gave them a thumbs up because they ate the snake. But I think that the sort of humor here, like, you wouldn't be passing this meme around if it were just them walking away and God giving them a thumbs up. So it wouldn't be funny if they just didn't eat the apple. The funny comes from them eating the wrong thing.
Eating the snake, right?
Yeah. Or actually creating a stereotype that Chinese eat weird stuff.
I mean, but is it a stereotype if it's actually true?
Well,
Chinese do a lot of weird shit. I mean, for first-hand experience.
Yes, some of them eat some weird shit, but even if all of them ate things that we're not used to, right? why would that be a laughing matter? Why would you make a joke where the butt of the joke is the fact that they're different? Where's the funny in that?
Okay, I think that's fucking deep, bro.
Hits blunt.
I think that hits the blunt. I will. Give me a second.
No. I need.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I need your mind for this, because this third one is the dankest.
The which one? The economy or
no, the three meme format.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Your ultimate form.
Ultimate form, the Transformers. So about your previous question, I don't. Okay, so if I saw this meme, and if I saw it the first time and I laughed, it wouldn't necessarily any harm or laughing at somebody.
Let's first analyze the meme, like we did the last two ones, right?
No, I'm still talking about the Asian one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So I'm laughing at the fact that the Chinese would eat a snake. And I mean, I went to China. I tried to eat snake. It was not bad, right? But the immediate that I'm laughing at it and kind of making fun of it, just think it's funny. I'm not making fun of it, right?
Well,
I think that's
in this particular case, you could make an argument that it's not punching down, but I'm gonna just quickly go through the first page of memes that come up when you say Chinese eating bats memes, and just go quickly through this. So now what comes out is actually them eating bats. Okay, no, there's a congratulations, you played yourself. Nope, this one is not bat related. I'm hesitant to go into a deeper search spree because... Okay, so these memes exist, okay? 9 gags...
The stream started working.
Okay, good, you can follow along.
Nice, okay.
Okay. I forgot the meme part. No, this is not gonna give me the memes. There we go. This is what I've been looking for.
Oh yeah, okay.
So this is sort of the fusion of all the other memes that I've seen that I can't find right now. So you have Chinese people, you have a butterfly, and okay, this meme format is usually when you're confused by something and then you think it's something else, yeah? And this basically sums up all the other memes. There's some weird shit, there's Chinese people, and they think weird shit is food. And they're funny because of it. Now, do you really think that this meme format suggests that they're bigger because they like eating strange things? I mean, in the phrasing itself, this sort of implies that they're somehow strange in a bad way for it.
Okay, so I don't see the implication that they are bad. I just simply see them being as people who eat weird shit. It's not necessarily bad to eat.
When you say eat weird shit, and when you make like a whole trend of memes where there's something strange and then there's a Chinese person like rubbing their hand behind a tree just waiting to jump and eat it, I can't find that one.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but yeah.
So it this meme will probably be forgotten in like a year or 2 years time, but you know what and you know that the punchline here is that they are weird and they're made a laughing stock because of it. Nobody thinks better of them because they eat I don't know what a snake here, a bat there, or whatever else they eat. So it's not about the stereotype being true or not true, and it's definitely not about them causing trouble and then making fun of them being justified because of it, because we also eat weird shit and we cause trouble because of it. So
right, it's just the culture clash.
yes,
between the person reading the meme and
us making fun of them. I mean, us being the people who follow these memes and find snake eating strange.
Do you think that by following meme page, let's say you didn't even like the meme page, you just go onto it and you're able to read all the content on it, and you don't share, you don't like, you don't comment, just simply consume memes. Let's say they get views on your website when you log in, or not log in, when you just went onto the webpage. Are you supporting this kind of behavior, or are you supporting negative?
Well, that's
behavior?
That's not my issue. You supporting them by visiting the page is quite a minor form of support. I would say that the bigger problem here is that, okay, can we move on to the greasy
food
okay,
let's do it.
And the black person. Okay, so for those of you following that are confused by this streaming format, the punchline here is that black people like greasy food or deep fried food or fast food. I don't know what the exact stereotype is, but they like, I don't know, deep fried chicken. They like stuff like
it's Chipotle, I think.
Whatever this is. So the joke here is that they like some trashy type of food, and that this KKK member is fishing a black person with greasy food. Now, when you post it like this, it's really like when you go onto this meme page, yeah, hypothetically, you really need to know a lot of stuff here. So basically, for each of these pictures, you need to already know, the presupposition is that you come here being able to decode this cryptic meme. And my issue is not that it's not that you are supporting it by viewing it, okay? My issue is that for you to find this entertaining and to share it with people or just understand it, you need to have internalized the stereotype. Now, you can internalize it and become aware of it and be critical of it, but most of the people just go along with it, and to be able to, be part of the trending page, to understand this language, to understand this little comic strip here, they need to internalize the stereotypes necessary for it. So to be able to laugh or to like exhale through your nose to this meme, you need to know that the KKK is hunting black people, and they're doing it through fast food. And only then, if you find genocide funny, if you find racism funny, and if you already know this stereotype, only then can you exhale through your nose to this meme. So that's my main issue with this. Does that make sense?
Okay, so it makes sense how you said it, but it doesn't make sense that way. To me, at least.
Which part of it do you not agree with?
Okay, so I don't agree that if you believe that this is funny, you agree with the stereotypes that you need to understand to make it funny.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But let's go back to the first one. So, because this one we spent the most time on sort of dissecting it. So, I told you that I can't find this meme funny. I can find it clever, in a sort of a racist way. It's cleverly constructed. Yeah, it uses a presupposition and connects it with a headline or whatever. But for me, this is not entertaining. In any way. It doesn't trigger me. I understand it. It's like a visual puzzle. So I need to see, okay, there's this lady, there's some highlights. Okay, the title says that this software detects it, so this must be the highlighted part that's photoshopped. And oh, look, this is like a family, but the family is also black. So I already need to engage in the stereotype to understand this.
Okay, but engaging in it, thinking about it on your own.
Because I need to surface the stereotypes I'm aware exist. Sorry, what did you say about you doing
resurfacing them? Yeah, resurfacing them on your own, on the shitter, in the 25th minute of you scrolling memes or whatever. Don't think that it makes a big or any impact on.
Oh, we can agree that it doesn't make a big impact, perhaps, but you are one
Do you
person.
think that looking at memes like this makes you more to racism?
No. Well, I think it normalizes racism. So to be able to understand to be able to understand both the fast food one and the Adam and Eve meme and the Photoshop meme. The Photoshop meme maybe most of all. You really need to have normalized or sort of gotten used to using these stereotypes. And once you normalize that your form of entertainment is going through these messages and sort of deciphering them by using your stereotypes, no, I don't think it's it doesn't automatically make you racist that you are aware of these things, but it does spread propaganda. And I think this goes back to the topic that we wanted to talk about. So our jokes are jokes. So can you post cringe? Can you post some racist shit here and just say, oh, but it's just a joke, without explaining why you posted it? So if I post this meme here and I explain why it's funny, yeah, and I don't think that this spreads racism. So I've deconstructed the meme and explained the meaning behind it. But when you
doesn't that take away the part of person actually? What you said is the only interesting thing for you in this meme is to deconstruct it. By deconstructing it,
I need to go through all this trouble for just one meme. And I can imagine all the young people on all the shitters in the US just scrolling through this meme, eventually learning how to understand this meme, and eventually picking up the knowledge that black people are poor fathers. And then being fed racism, that this is because they're black. And then, picking up the guns and going out to the streets to, I don't know, defend their rights to not be overfucked with black people.
I understand what you mean. I think that's a very fresh look at memes. Honestly, I haven't thought about it that deep. You caught me here unprepared. Not gonna lie.
Okay, but, so I wanted to show, although I haven't opened it here, I wanted to talk about something else. It's less of a discussion and more of a. Okay, give me a minute. Give me just a minute.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I had a folder just for you. So I wanted to spread the discussion a bit onto. There we go. Okay. Can you see this here? Now, having deconstructed and understood the previous black person meme, yeah? When you see something like this, we can sort of pick up a pattern, right? If you understand the Photoshop meme, you can sort of understand this meme as well. Because what's the meme here? So there's a person that said, I got a tattoo of my dad on my arm, and the arm is without a tattoo.
Clearly has no tattoos, yeah.
And then, okay, I would be very confused if I didn't know the stereotype beforehand. But when you think about it, this is really not a meme for everybody. This dank meme is only for those who communicate through these stereotypes.
Right.
Because unless you know that black people allegedly don't have dads, you would not understand. You would not even notice that this person is a bit darker or whatever. And this becomes like I have to Google to not misinterpret the definition. But do you know what dog whistling is?
Dog whistling?
Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a briefer explanation. So I would consider this tattoo one to be dog whistling. So dog whistling politics is political messaging employing coded language that appears to mean one thing to the population of the general public, and blah, 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 blah. So basically, it's you sending a message, usually politically charged, towards a certain audience, but keeping it low-key. I think it's a metaphor for, not a metaphor, but like it takes names from the dog whistle that humans can't hear, but dogs can hear. So it's just like a message for a certain certain type of attuned audience. Now, and I have a good example of that type of dog whistling. Now, do you know this meme format?
Yeah.
Are you following my? Okay, so this is meme format from the Gillette ad, and then people made fun of it. People made a meme out of it. Anyway, the idea is that there's a girl going by, and then this white guy tries to approach her, but this other guy says, "Nah, bro, you don't need her." Or I think in the ad itself, it was like, "Oh, don't catcall and start following her," or something like that. So the message was that now we won't tolerate. Sorry, I think it was verbal harassment.
Anyway, or whatever. Yeah.
The meme format is this one guy stopping this other guy from going after the girl, and I think that the punchline is that something stops you from achieving your goal. All right.
Yeah.
Now, what I've stumbled upon, and I was confused at first, was this. No, this is way too small. I need a bigger one. Okay, this is a nicer one. Now, imagine browsing through your memes, and now you just see this. It's an empty meme format that you're already used to, but there's no text. Now, what would you make out of this?
Okay, so do you ask me, or me's a random person on the internet?
Can you decipher this riddle of a meme? You personally.
Right.
Now, I assume you can, because it's a very well planted message. But basically, my main theory is this: this guy is white and this guy is black, and the white guy tries to follow the lady, right? And the black man is stopping him. Now, there's something called the Great Replacement theory, and white nationalists sort of have this conspiracy theory that I think the Jews are planning mass mixture of races so that the blacks can fuck our women and then slowly make extinct the white race. I think that's the gist of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And since saying that in a meme page would be problematic, or at least it would be too frank for most people to understand, they just make an empty meme format, right? You're already used to this. It looks so innocent, but my reading is this. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't gone through the comments.
That's what you think it is. Yeah, it could be.
Actually, I think the first time I saw this, although I didn't save it back at the time, I think I did go through the comments as well, but I'm not 100% sure of this. And they start also dog whistling other things in the comments, so they're sort of communicating in their own language of stereotypes using meme language. Now, this can happen. This is a really obscure reference. Okay, so this is the most extreme. Like I'm not sure how many of these I don't see in my daily life because I just don't have the necessary knowledge to understand these dog whistles. But even
I mean, I didn't get this one. Like, just I do now deconstructed it, but just looking at a picture, I don't think that's what would come into my mind.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. But if you just go through the meme templates with text and then you see this one, you might be confused, like, oh, maybe OP made a mistake or something. But then you see, okay, it's upvoted. So who's upvoting this? Well, whoever understands this message is upvoting this, and that's where I have an issue with, well, basically with our chat posting dank memes that they won't just post for analysis sake. So let's go through the memes. Okay, so most of these are pretty harmless, although I would argue that all of these are not devoid of politics, right? So I think you posted this one. Now this one is quite straightforward. So this guy looking at food, but communism drags him away from food. So okay, the implication of this being communism doesn't give you food. Communism bad, yeah? Okay, so we have you just posted this as an example, so you didn't post it as like an analysis of a meme. What we're doing right now.
Yeah, no, this was just
and it was it was gonna go unnoticed unless I made a debate out of it. This one is a special case. Maybe we can talk about this later.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if I wanted to call you out on this one.
Go ahead.
Well,
I might take a toaster to the bath later.
that's what I wanted to address, actually.
I know.
I'm trying to find dank memes that were not from you.
Are there any they do wrong, sir?
I'm sure there were, but it's gonna take up too much time. So, just lastly, I wanted to show this, mostly to chat, because I'm quite sure you know of this, right? So this is the pyramid of hate. And the idea is that certain microaggressions and certain weaker elements, but widespread elements of hatred tend to start with jokes, rumors, stereotyping, insensitive remarks, and non-inclusive language. Now, this is my main issue with dank memes. Unless you're using them to dissect a problem and explain why they're problematic, I don't see the funny, and I don't see how they do good. I can only see how they can potentially normalize harmful stereotypes, but I don't see a single reason for a person to post dank memes. Unless it's ironic, which I will go back through, but this is my main issue, that this acts of bias, sort of represented in these type of dank memes, are the first step towards, well, first normalizing, but also they're a type of propaganda. So if you normalize worldwide the idea that blacks are just bad fathers, well, the next step is to, maybe not want a black boyfriend, or maybe bullying a black person because you blame them for, I don't know, child suffering, dehumanization. So are they even human if they can't be fathers, and stuff like that? And then you'll go on to genocide, which is like the final stage. Now,
do you think memes can actually lead to genocide? I mean,
no, memes can.
Yes, you do.
Well, see, a propaganda poster can lead to genocide. So if a meme can be propaganda, the only difference between a meme and a propaganda poster is that most of the time you know what propaganda is. So memes are even more dangerous, in my opinion, because they become a part of your culture. You start liking them. You start saying that you're apolitical, but you still keep spreading the propaganda. It's very smart propaganda. But I think it's even more dangerous, at least nowadays, because propaganda you can see. When you see something as an ad, when you see somebody trying to sell you something, like an idea, you can sort of be critical. But when you are given like a visual stimulus that is a riddle in the form of a comic, and then the game is to try to decipher it by using stereotypes, no, I think that's... I wouldn't... I don't want to woke scold anybody for posting these memes, but I do think that each of these memes should be addressed. So never post it for just fun value, because the only fun value you can have out of it is if you find the pyramid of hate funny. But also,
I think that's
yeah.
I think that's a little bit of an overstatement.
Which part?
The last part about you can only find it funny if you think the pyramid of hate is funny. Okay.
Well, okay, no, maybe I simplified it a bit, but as I said with the Photoshop black family meme, the only way I can find it funny is if I find the suffering of black people funny. So if I don't find this problem, this social issue funny, how can I find anything funny in this meme?
Yeah, but funny to which extent? Like funny that it's still happening, funny that it is happening?
As in ironic that we're here as a society. I mean funny that you will get enjoyment out of this and keep scrolling because you see some things that are like nice jokes.
Right.
It's not ironically funny. The one that I think is ironically funny is this bathtub emoji one, and I actually wanted to say that this one, even though I have an issue with joking about suicide, this one I like.
Okay.
But first I want to close the pyramid of hate, topic, because so I think memes.
Let me just hit you with. I'm sorry, but let me just hit you with this. So let's say I was scrolling through, hypothetically scrolling through a meme page, and I saw that meme and I laughed at it.
Done.
Is that
racist. Done? You go straight
right?
to the gulag. I'm sorry.
Fuck! I knew it.
Yeah, sorry for.
The thing I said hypothetically, right?
Yeah, good.
Does that do I have any microaggressions towards black people when I see them? No.
No, I think maybe you have. Sorry for interrupting, but I think maybe you have internalized code which makes this funny. So if
I meet a black guy and he tells me I don't have a dad, I'm gonna show him this meme and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I know. If I meet a black person, I'm not gonna assume.
Well, are you gonna do this or are you not gonna do this?
If he says he doesn't have, well, depending on the situation, of course, and how he knows about it, or they, whatever, about it. And yeah, I would. If they make it into a joke. That's the thing. Like even black people find it familiarized with it.
Well, first of all, just because a certain member of a marginalized group can laugh at their own expense doesn't mean that disseminating propaganda
it's good. Yeah, no, of course.
It's good. That's one thing. But another thing, I'm pretty sure that most of these racist memes are not made by black people.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I can't say definitely, but I mean, probably aren't.
It's not even a deciding factor. Even if it were made by them, it's still racist.
Right. But
and okay, let's bring this closer to the Balkans, yeah? Because I have mostly the same sentiment when it comes to race, gender, sexuality, and also suicide, which is this little guy with the toaster in the tub. I really like this meme, but first I have to say, you said some snowflakey stuff in the chat, like you said a bit of political correctness is all right, but a lot of it is bullshit. And you mentioned the term snowflake, which I think has to do something with these libs in the compilation you posted in the chat, but we can get to that later. Yeah. So there are people in this server that have faced discrimination, rape, have attempted and or contemplated suicide, and had, I believe, domestic abuse. So these people are not snowflakes if they don't like their suffering being made into the butt of a joke. And
of course, and I do feel horrible for all the people who suffered from this, and I support it. No. Do I think that even if you've been through something?
Dank memes?
What?
Why do you support posting dank memes if you feel for these people?
Because out of suffering.
I'm sorry, you cut out. Can you repeat?
Yeah. So let me just think of a way to put this. Okay. I feel bad that things happen to these people, and if I could, oh, but wait, then through memes, am I normalizing it? Wait a minute. Wait, you're making me have an epiphany here. Holy shit. What you doing to me, dodjos?
Sure.
Right, so do I think rape is funny when it happens? Somebody, or that it even happens? No. Do I think some rape jokes can be funny? Absolutely.
Okay, can you give me an example of a rape joke that doesn't normalize rape and is funny? because I think, and pardon me for presuming.
I can look for one.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I don't have one of them.
I mean, there are jokes that make fun of rape, but the majority of them sort of normalize this mentality that it's a game of cat and mouse, or even worse. Now, I'm not saying that you would post something like that, but you calling people of similar sensibilities like the political correct police or snowflakes is just misguided.
Popo. Oh. Okay. Damn, are we gonna get this into? Okay, I'll.
Yeah, we're gonna go deep into memes. Okay, I can throw you a straw. Okay, look at the screen. Okay,
Give me some. Give me some, man. I'm out here alone.
See, I'm gonna give you a great way out. Yeah, with this exact meme, you can even make suicide jokes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's with this guy. Yeah. I don't think that's what he was made to do, but damn it, we can turn him into something good. Yeah. So you have an emoji holding a toaster in a bathtub. Yeah, this is generally a bad thing to do, right?
Yeah.
How can we turn this into a good meme? Well, if you present it as Facebook, the fucking big brother of the world right now, yeah, making our life just a bit more miserable, and then turning around, so selling the data to ad companies, just a dystopian hellhole, and then they turn around and give us a little self-care emoji that holds a little heart. Yeah. Now
it represents Facebook. Facebook should kill itself.
If you spread this meme with the meaning of it sort of underlying the irony of Facebook giving us a self-care meme, a self-care emoji, then yeah, I can get behind this. But this is not making fun of suicide. This is making fun of the people who make us want to commit suicide. Does that make sense?
I think it does, and I do see what you mean by that.
So I decided not to call you out on this one, because this one I think we can actually turn this one around, and I'm not sure what the original meaning of this one is. I haven't investigated it.
What you said, definitely.
I'm not sure though, because a lot of the time people just make fun of suicide because I think they're just trying to make it. I think they're just trying to call for help through making jokes about it. I think they're trying to share their emotional state through making jokes about it. But there's a lot of cases where sort of suicide is made fun of. All right, so yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's funny. It's definitely to feel the only way that you can go on is not to go on. It's just a fucking end. But
yeah, but making fun of it is not helping others.
But does it have to help?
If you're normal, well, if you're okay, so
everything needs to have a.
If the butt of the joke is the suicidal people, yeah, and the problem of suicide, if that's the butt of the joke, then you're making fun of a social issue. Same way with the Photoshop meme, you're making fun of a social issue. So either you're normalizing suicide, or actually even worse, saying that it's no big deal because they can just kill themselves and you're going to make a joke about it, or you can do the other way around. You can do it ironically, which, okay, suicide maybe is a bit of a. I would need to investigate the suicide memes more, because it's really sometimes it's hard to say what this meme, especially because it's fresh. What
it can be, it can be a lot of things. Yeah,
that's why I choose this one to maybe offer two different takes on it. But this is.
But you see, he's also happy doing it. Right? So
that's the irony. That's the irony. He's so happy to kill himself. It's like the raving rabbits from Rayman. Like the whole game is just
Right.
like they're suicidal. I think there was even like a compilation of short movies them being suicidal. So okay, you can make fun of social issues, but not if the marginalized and I'm not gonna call them victims, if the survivors are the butt of it, because then you're helping spread hate towards them, in essence.
But am I really like okay?
Do you want to go back to this one? Do you want to go back to either of these, because these are clear examples? Like the only way
I
this
understand.
is funny,
I
the only way
understand
this
that.
is
Yeah.
funny if you're spreading hate, a micro hate. I'm not judging, saying that you're as bad as Hitler if you're doing this, but it's still propaganda and it's still political. It's political as fuck. Like this.
Yeah. Definitely.
Does that make
Both
sense? Yeah.
of the pictures.
And I think every meme can be viewed through this lens, and I'm okay with
Can,
posting.
but it
I'm okay
doesn't
with
have to
posting.
be.
Yeah, and if you choose to close your eyes and not use this lens to view the world, you're closing your eyes on propaganda aimed at spreading hatred towards the marginalized. So yeah, you can close your eyes
Okay,
and say,
so-
okay, this funny picture will not do any harm, but that's how racism, xenophobia, just bigotism all around is normalized and then spread. That's exactly what the pyramid is explaining.
Okay,
How
it
you
is
go from one
suggesting,
to the
yeah.
other. All right, do we have any closing thoughts? I don't know. This took a lot of time, so maybe I think maybe somebody from the channel will want to join in later.
Jump in, yes.
Yeah, so do you want to give your
Answer
impressions
questions.
on
Yeah,
this?
just kidding. Give some.
Yeah,
I like this one.
this one.
Why? Yeah. But
Okay.
why is he angry?
Okay. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be considered PC police or a snowflake when in the future I address dank memes in the chat. Okay? If I consider them harmful, you're gonna step up and debate them, or you're gonna delete them. All right?
Okay, yeah. Step up and debate him. I like that.
I'm not for censorship. I'm not for saying that you can't post stuff. But if you post it, then you're gonna answer. It's gonna have consequences. And this one as well. Like, if this manages to bring about communism, and if this communism is bad, yeah, we'll answer for it. And that goes for the server as well. But they're not PC police, and they're not snowflakes. Okay?
But it's okay to feel personally attacked. Do you feel personally attacked by a meme? Have you seen a meme that personally attacked you and you felt bad for it?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, so?
Okay, could you maybe like send it to me or something? Because I haven't seen one that
You know, I don't
personally
actually keep a
affected
folder
me.
of personally offensive memes. I find memes problematic, and I find them... Well, this one with the Gillette ad man. This one was so, like, I wasn't personally offended by it being aimed towards me, yeah?
Yeah.
This Gillette ad got so many people triggered. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
this meme is making fun of that. So, first of all, they changed the message. They sort of demonized the message. The message was that men don't have to be toxic, aggressive, violent, sort of macho tropes that traditionally they're considered. That they can be like healthy, masculine in a healthy way. Yeah, that was the point of the ad. And then a whole lot of people got triggered, and then somehow this meme started going around. But what bothers me is not the ideas they have. I would debate them on these ideas. I'm okay with debating opposite ideas. The dishonesty of this is what triggers me, yeah? So, with this one, they won't come out and openly say that they think that black people are replacing them and that this is a bad thing. That they will instead dog whistle. So they will spread this idea, and you will never be able to point your finger and say, okay, that's
what you
this
think.
is a
Yeah.
call for genocide. They're so slimy, they're elusive, they're cowards. They don't want to step up and, discuss things because they know they're in the wrong. So that's what I found offensive, the intellectual dishonesty of it. Not the message.
How many people do you think outside of their circle understand this meme as you just described it?
More and more, because this one
more and more, right? Yeah.
This is a really subtle dog whistle, but this one with the fast food thing,
yeah.
I don't know. I would like to do a little survey, but we're short on people now. I would like to see a survey of how many people actually understand this. But over time, this one is a bit less subtle, yeah. And then you have the.
I think it's right in your face, Oliver.
Maybe if you're used to them, honestly.
This one not.
I don't know. It really depends on what sort of language you've internalized. If you already know the rules of this joke, then the joke makes sense. But then they've already done their propaganda.
Okay, but I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about the 3-meme format.
No, it's really.
I mean,
subtle. It's really subtle. I just wanted to showcase an example of dog whistling, because this is some sublime dog whistling. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, but I'm still not talking about that meme.
Which one are you talking about then?
The fast food one.
Oh, okay. Okay, so.
So that one is right in your face, right? You have the KKK app on.
I assume, yeah. I mean, you can still not know about the middle part, I suppose.
Burger, yeah. But even if you take it as only food, right? It doesn't have to be. So it can be. You said it's that there's a stereotype that black people like fast food, right, and junk food.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
What if it's any food?
Well, then the stereotype sort of loses its.
The stereotype from the first meme that we dissected.
No, actually they do like food. I think it does tend to generalize in them liking food, but it goes towards not. I mean, I don't see a healthy way to interpret this.
Yeah,
especially
with that burger.
That they're like stupid and infantile and animal-like, and that they only go after their after their mouth.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying it's positive. I'm just saying it's straight up.
Yeah, okay, this one might be the most straight up out of them. I'm not sure. I think like most people on the Balkans would actually be confused by this if they're not educated in the 3-meme format and what memes actually are, and also how you sort of spread them. I think this way it's.
This is a comment meme, by the way. So it's in a whole different.
Okay, so the context sort of depends. Okay. What is this? People posting memes now.
Yes, bring it on.
Okay, I don't think this one. I don't think this one makes fun of depressed people. I think this sort of is meant to bring them together. So I wouldn't say that this one is harmful. But yeah, that's my take on dank memes, and I have some people who I want to show this to, because yeah, that's basically it. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, thank you for this. You definitely did make me think about this.
Civilized and very substantive, I think. Substantial.
Yeah, I think we can do this. I mean, you still haven't convinced me that, like, neither you tried to. You were just your opinions out.
Of what? I think we agree on most parts, except I don't know why you would keep posting dank memes, but I mean, if you do, I'm gonna call you out on it, and I wish more people called out more memes out that way.
But it's also shit posting, right? It's just
no. But okay, you're going back to the jokes are just jokes, sort of excuse. So
kinda, yeah.
Okay.
I still think you can joke about everything.
Yeah, you can. No, but those are two things. So one, you can joke about anything. Yeah, you can joke about anything. But jokes are much more than just jokes. So this here is a joke, yeah. So this is a joke, a visual joke. But as we've seen, there's layers and layers of information being conveyed. There's social issues being addressed in a certain way and not in different ways. Yeah, there's fun being made out of somebody. So back in the day when jesters were in castles, yeah, and they were entertaining kings, they made fun of powerful people right under their nose. Yeah. So that was the point of a jester. The point of a jester was they can get away with anything because they were joking about it, and doing it subtly meant that they were sort of destroying the illusion of power that the kings had. Now this does the opposite. This further marginalizes
the illusion of power that people have.
Well, here the illusion is that people are determined mostly by their racial features. But here, that's the message. And I mean, you can be shitposting, but this is still a message, and it's a political message, and it's propaganda in a way. You can be unaware.
It is a.
Yeah.
The thing I think about is that it is a political message only if you take it as a political message.
No. No. So you're telling me that if say a Serbian bot, yeah, gets paid a sandwich and goes out and rolls up the leading party flyer, sticks it on a wall, and then goes away, they're not doing political propaganda just because they didn't read the poster?
Well, when you put it that way, okay.
Well, I'm just putting it in a more literal sense, but that's propaganda, and this is just, if you post this in a group, you've posted this in front of 50 and maybe more people if they share it. The only difference is this is digital, and this is a bit more convoluted in the sense that it's a bit dog whistly.
So little Timmy wouldn't get it. Right, but little Timmy could read vote for example.
Whoever gets it, first of all, little Timmy has an opportunity to learn this with this meme existing, yeah? And little Timmy has now a sort of a gateway towards becoming racist. Because little Timmy, next time, will want to get the joke. Little Timmy will want to be part of the cool kids who laugh at this. And little Timmy starts laughing. Then little Timmy understands why he's laughing, and then next thing you know, he's normalized.
He continues laughing. Okay.
It's fun. So this is very much propaganda.
But how do you deal with it? How do you stop these memes?
This is how I deal with it. I address the people posting it. You've been shit posting, and I call you out to a debate. Now, I don't want to have to delete the meme for you. I want you to be aware that this meme is not just shitposting. It's hurting people. I mean, you don't know if in this server right now there are people who are of color and have been facing discrimination most of their lives. And
and if there are, I would like to ask those people, do they feel personally
attacked? It doesn't matter if they personally feel attacked. They can live in a mansion and never having faced any discrimination. It's still like they're, well, actually, if they've never seen it, they wouldn't get personally offended. But it doesn't mean that the stereotype isn't being transmitted. So I don't care if they're personally attacked or if they personally understand this or not. It's not about them being hurt on the inside with their emotions. It's about them potentially being genocided. 30 years from
genocide? A genocide. I don't know, but whatever. Then genocide?
We're just rambling now. We're just rambling. Okay, so bottom line, I don't want to see cringe posts, dank memes, or if I do, I'm going to challenge them.
Please do. I mean, do you think that I should put them down now?
I mean, it's up to you. If you understand that the consequences of this meme and the rest of the dank memes, if you truly understand the consequences, it's up to you whether you want these consequences or not, yeah? Because if you want to disseminate this kind of propaganda, you leave it. I mean, I'm gonna have a problem with it, but I mean, people can see both sides. You posting it and me addressing it. Ultimately,
yeah, I think that's also good.
Well, they have this for that. I don't see the point of the meme being there. Aiding that in any way. So I mean, it's up to you.
I haven't put a meme down ever in my life, man.
Well, You know,
You're gonna be my
maybe
first. You're
it's,
gonna take my virginity, man.
maybe it's time to become a bigger man. You know.
Why does that have to be masculine? Why? Okay, no, I'm just trying to out of this shit. But okay, yeah. If you have told me that this would be a debate of this sort, I would have prepared more.
Prepared what? What, more memes? You want to go through the memes you posted here? Because I have opinions on them as well.
No, I would have prepared like more. Would have thought about my arguments a bit more, and I will.
We can
and I'll
continue this.
still.
We can continue this another time if you want.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed this.
All right. Now I suggest we call it a day because you said you had
definitely
stuff at around 11 and. Okay, quickly, I have to address these memes because if you don't remove them, I'll have to remove them, and I really don't want to remove them. So I'd prefer if they.
Is this a source of censorship? Like, are you censoring me right now?
No, what I want for you is to self-censor, or rather to not have the need to spread propaganda in the first place. So now I'm addressing something you've posted. You can delete this if you decide that you've changed your opinion on what you disseminate.
But if I don't delete it, you won't delete it.
I don't know. I'm split on this. I guess now if I go through them and tell you that why I think they're bad posts, I think I've done my part in addressing them. I think. But we would need to like establish a way of communicating that these memes are not being liked here. I mean, in a way that you already have the reactions showing you how much something is valued, but I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about this. I don't think it's the end of the world if I leave them. But maybe as a rule of thumb, I'm gonna start deleting dank posts. So I like to shoot cans, Pepsi cans, Coke cans, Africans. This is a pun. But I mean, again, the funny part is, yeah, shooting Africans is funny. So I don't see the value. I'm cringing a bit on with this. I mean, the pun is nice, okay, I guess. I mean, I would much rather make this joke if, I don't know, a famous businessman had their face printed out on like a Pepsi can, then I would say this is an African or something like that. It depends who the butt of the joke here is, but here the butt of the joke is I assume the black person being shot by a cop, and that's not.
I assume it's white cops.
Well, you can, yeah, if you see this image and you connect the two, but yeah, that is mostly the case, yeah. So I don't know, cringe. Next one. Okay, this one, I'm not sure. I reported memes actually. I reported
memes?
Some mostly transphobic memes, because again, it's not because of what they say. It's
the meme is because of the hate that it spreads. Yeah.
This I think is the triggered lib meme, and okay, we can talk about this another time. I think what this meme is actually, this is not a meme, this is a compilation.
It's not a meme, it's just I just posted it
for red-haired lady is a meme. She's the trigger lip feminist.
Red-haired lady is, yeah.
Okay, so in general, I agree more with these people than with the posts they allegedly took down. But that's not to say that I think that their approach is the most effective.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't agree with this meme because I know what message it's sending. But what it's actually saying might be factually correct. I don't know. I don't care. It's still spreading a like harmful stereotype. Because these.
Why is this so hard? Okay, we'll get into this meme another time.
Well, this is not a meme. This is just a compilation of people that look strange. I don't know. This is somebody wearing a wig. This is a guy with, I think, what is pink hair. This is basically just a hipster. I don't know. See, it's still. I mean, I have to use stereotypes to assume what these pictures are. This, I think, is either a cross-dresser or I don't know. This is a meme. This lady with red hair is a meme. The rest of these people, I have no idea who they are. I have no idea. But I mean, what this is saying to me is these people are the problem because they're reporting your memes, not letting you have fun. Yeah, getting politics into your memes. And then these people are cringeworthy or even more hate-worthy. And I don't agree with that. I don't see why any of these people would be like on your bad list. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I just posted it there because of the discussion too.
All right.
I didn't even find it funny.
And pull start for dishwasher, meh, I mean,
It's their meme. I just posted it on there.
I mean, if I asked you now to analyze this one, you would say, okay, pull start for dishwasher. The dishwasher here is implied that it is a woman, and then it's funny because stereotypically women belong in the kitchen and they wash dishes. So it's funny if you call your woman a dishwasher, right? That's sort of where the analysis of this meme would go. Yeah, I mean, this is not a meme. This is, I don't know what this is.
This is just shit posting.
I mean, I have nothing, but it's not shit posting. It has a message, and it's sending this message through laughs. Yeah, stand-up comedians are not just shit posters. They don't go on stage and amass millions because they're shit posters. It's not random. It's political. It makes sense. It's sending a message, and it's addressing society in a certain way.
If I post this in a group, am I subliminally addressing?
You're dehumanizing women. So calling somebody a dishwasher is not exactly humanizing. And where is it? Pyramid of hate. So calling somebody a dishwasher and treating them like they need a pull start
is the second one from the bottom.
Already like the next one. It's no longer the joke is no longer that women belong in the kitchen. That would be like stereotypes in a way.
Right.
The second level of it requires that you already assume that women are dishwashers, and that you're dehumanizing them because now there's like a pull trigger. So if you posted this for laugh value, I would address it, and then if you kept silent, I would just delete it because I don't see any value in it. And I do see the damage it does. I mean, if anybody wants, they can, like after the discussion, if you want to post in the confession booth, if any of this offended you and talking about this, whether how you personally feel being a marginalized group, you're free to. I really don't want to like put anybody on the spotlight, but if you need proof for this, that people are being hurt by memes and that these do affect people, I mean, we can research it more. That's mostly what I have to say regarding this. Yeah.